Have you ever found yourself out of breath, just walking from the bedroom to the kitchen? Maybe your heart starts beating a little too fast when you're tying your shoes, or you need to pause halfway up the stairs, not because you're lazy, but because something just feels off. And yet, you brush it off. You tell yourself, well, I am getting older. But let me ask you something, what if that shortness of breath, that pounding in your chest, or that occasional dizziness, wasn't just aging? What if it was your heart, quietly waving a red flag? You see, after 60, the body doesn't always shout when something's wrong, it whispers. And sadly, many people don't hear the warning signs until it's too late. A sudden heart attack. A spike in blood pressure that lands you in the ER. Or worse, no symptoms at all, just a phone call that changes everything. But here's the good news, there's something you can do about it. And no, it's not joining a gym, or buying some fancy equipment, or running laps around the block until your knees scream for mercy. What if I told you there's one simple daily movement, just one, that's easy on the joints, safe for nearly every body type, and proven to help lower high blood pressure, while dramatically reducing your risk of heart disease? You don't have to be an athlete. You don't even have to break a sweat. You just need to make a small commitment to yourself. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what this gentle daily habit is, how it works inside your body, why doctors recommend it more and more for seniors, and how you can start using it today, even if you haven't exercised in years. And trust me, it's not what you think. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about protecting your peace, your independence, your life. But before we dive in, let me ask you this. Have you ever been told your blood pressure is a little high? Has your doctor ever said, nothing urgent, just something to keep an eye on? If so, comment below and let me know. You're not alone. And if heart health matters to you, or to someone you love, go ahead and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide right now. We're here to help you navigate aging with knowledge, dignity, and a whole lot of heart. Because growing older shouldn't mean growing weaker. It should mean getting wiser, and taking the steps that matter most. Now, let's talk about the one daily exercise that could change everything. Let me introduce you to Barbara. She's 67, lives in a quiet town in Wisconsin, and like many folks her age, she thought she was doing just fine. She had a bit of stiffness in her knees, sure, and her energy wasn't quite what it used to be, but nothing alarming. Then one morning, at a routine checkup, her doctor frowned while looking at her blood pressure numbers. 138/89, he said. It's not quite dangerous. But it's heading in that direction. He reached for his prescription pad, but Barbara hesitated. She didn't want another pill. Not if she could help it. So she asked, is there anything else I can try first? Her doctor paused, and told her something that would change everything: start walking. Every morning. Just 10 minutes. Make it part of your day like brushing your teeth. And so she did. She laced up her old sneakers, bundled up, and walked around her block. Nothing fast, nothing fancy. Just a steady, peaceful walk before breakfast. She didn't think much of it at first. But after 6 weeks, her blood pressure had dropped. No medication. No side effects. Just movement. What happened inside Barbara's body isn't magic, it's science. You see, when you move, your body releases something called nitric oxide. It's a gas your body naturally produces, and it's crucial for healthy blood flow. It helps your blood vessels relax and expand, like loosening the grip on a tight garden hose. That allows blood to flow more easily, which takes the pressure off your heart, and brings your numbers down. Think of it like this: every time you take a step, you're gently massaging your arteries. You're helping your heart do its job with less effort. And over time, that daily walk becomes a kind of medicine, one that doesn't come in a bottle. But here's the thing, most people don't know this. We've been led to believe that only high-intensity workouts can improve heart health. treadmills, spinning classes, sprinting. But let's be honest, after 60, many of those routines just aren't practical. They're hard on the knees, exhausting on the lungs, and often more discouraging than motivating. And here's the mistake too many people make: they think, if I can't do an hour at the gym, it's not worth doing anything. But that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, the research is clear: low intensity, consistent movement, especially walking, is one of the most effective and safest ways for older adults to lower blood pressure. So, here's my advice, from one friend to another: start with 10 minutes a day. You don't have to go far. You don't have to walk fast. Just find a comfortable pace where you can still carry on a conversation. If it's raining, walk around your home. If it's cold, try an indoor mall or even walk in place during your favorite TV show. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. And lowering your blood pressure is just the beginning. Because this simple daily exercise doesn't just protect your arteries, it strengthens the most important muscle in your entire body: your heart. Now, let me tell you about James. James is 72, a retired truck driver from Ohio. He's the kind of guy who never really liked sitting still. Always moving. Always doing something with his hands. But one quiet afternoon, while raking leaves in his backyard, James felt a strange pressure in his chest. It wasn't sharp, not like in the movies, just heavy. Like someone pressing down on him. An hour later, he was in the hospital. Mild heart attack. He survived, thank God, but something changed in him after that. He was scared. Scared of pushing too hard. Scared that any effort, any strain, might bring on another episode. So he did what a lot of people do after a scare like that: he stopped moving. Spent more time on the recliner. Said no to walks with his wife. Turned down the idea of any exercise. But then his cardiologist gave him a new perspective. He said, "James, the goal isn't to avoid using your heart. The goal is to strengthen it, gently. Gradually. Like training a tired muscle, not punishing it." He told James about something called light-intensity aerobic movement. Simple steps. Easy rhythm. Enough to get the blood flowing, but never enough to push the body into stress. James was skeptical at first, but he gave it a shot. He started walking every morning. Slow, easy laps around his backyard. He'd walk for 3 minutes, then rest on the porch for 1, then walk again. No sweating. No panting. No pain. Just movement. Quiet, steady movement. 3 weeks in, he noticed something. His chest felt lighter. His breath came easier. His energy started to return. He didn't feel afraid anymore. In fact, he felt strong. Not in the lift heavy things kind of way, but in the I've got a second chance kind of way. James calls that daily walk his second chance ritual. And you know what? That's exactly what it is. You see, your heart is a muscle. And like any muscle, it needs activity to stay healthy. But unlike your biceps or your calves, your heart never rests. It beats all day, every day, for your entire life. So, we don't want to overload it. We want to support it. Ease it into strength. Light walking increases circulation. It encourages oxygen flow. It improves the way your heart pumps blood without pushing it too far. It's like giving your heart a little workout buddy that says, "Come on, we've got this, but we're taking it slow." Now, here's where so many people get it wrong. They think, if I'm not sweating, it doesn't count. Or, exercise is only effective if it leaves me gasping for air. But that's not true for you. Not now. Not in this season of life. In fact, overexertion can be more dangerous than helpful for seniors. It can trigger irregular heart rhythms. It can spike blood pressure. It can leave you dizzy, dehydrated, and discouraged. What your heart needs now is gentle encouragement, not punishment. So, here's what you can try. Start with interval strolling. Walk for 3 minutes. Rest for 1. Then repeat that cycle for a total of 15 minutes. If that feels too much, start with 10. The key is consistency, not intensity. You can do it in your backyard, up and down the hallway, around your block, or even at a local park while listening to birds. Make it yours. And remember, every time you take that walk, you're sending your heart a message: I'm still here. I still care. I still have more life to live. And here's something that might surprise you. This isn't just helping your body. It's lifting your spirit too. Let's talk about how this simple movement can transform your emotional well-being. Because the heart and the mind? They're more connected than you might think. Let me take you into the quiet morning world of Clara. She's 69, lives alone now, in a little blue house with a rose garden out front. Her husband, Richard, passed away 2 years ago. And in the months after, the silence in her home became deafening. The mornings were the hardest, waking up and not hearing the gentle rustle of the newspaper, the way he used to hum while making coffee. Grief, you see, doesn't come in loud bursts. Sometimes it's just a heavy blanket you wear all day. And for Clara, that weight started to press down harder each morning. Her sleep became restless. Her appetite came and went. Her thoughts, well, they wandered to places she didn't want them to go. Until one day, her daughter said gently, "Mom, why don't you try walking? Just around the block. You don't have to talk to anyone. Just breathe." Clara resisted at first. Said she didn't have the energy. But one morning, right before sunrise, she put on her sneakers and stepped outside. The air was still. Cool. Peaceful. She walked slowly at first. No goal. No destination. Just one step at a time. Birds started chirping. The sky turned a soft pink. And somewhere in the quiet rhythm of her steps, her shoulders relaxed. Her breath deepened. Her mind softened. That walk became her ritual. She started calling it her moving meditation. And day by day, she noticed something strange. She wasn't crying as much. Her chest didn't feel so tight. She slept a little deeper. Laughed a little easier. You see, what Clara discovered, without even realizing it, was that movement can be a form of healing. Here's what's happening inside your body when you walk. Your brain releases endorphins. These are your body's natural feel-good chemicals, like a soft wave of calm washing over your nervous system. At the same time, walking reduces the amount of cortisol, your main stress hormone. Cortisol is what floods your body when you're overwhelmed, anxious, or grieving. And when cortisol stays high, it doesn't just mess with your mood, it can also lead to weight gain, memory issues, weakened immunity, and yes, even high blood pressure. But when you move your body, especially in a low, steady rhythm, your cortisol levels start to drop. Your muscles unclench. Your heartbeat evens out. Your mind gets quiet. Now, many people think the only way to manage stress is through medication, or by sitting still with your eyes closed in perfect silence. And while meditation can be helpful, it's not the only way. In fact, for many older adults, traditional meditation can feel frustrating. The mind keeps wandering. The body gets uncomfortable. Stillness starts to feel more like pressure than peace. That's why movement, gentle, mindful movement, is one of the most powerful, and most overlooked, natural remedies for stress. And here's something beautiful about it, you get to make it your own. Put on some calming music. Listen to the soft strumming of a guitar or the rustling of leaves. Or play a podcast that makes you smile. Maybe even something spiritual, something that reminds you you're not alone in this world. Let your walk become more than just physical. It can be your daily space of healing, reflection, and release. Don't think of it as exercise. Think of it as soul care. And the benefits go even further than peace of mind. Because lowering cortisol doesn't just help your stress, it also plays a big role in how your body processes sugar. And that brings us to something most people don't connect with walking, but should. Because what if I told you this same daily ritual could actually help stabilize your blood sugar too? Let's talk about that next. Because this next benefit could be the key to preventing diabetes and protecting your heart in ways you've never considered. Let me introduce you to David. He's 74, lives down in Texas, and he's always been the picture of moderation. Never one for sweets, hardly ever touched soda, and he prided himself on keeping his portions small. So you can imagine his surprise when, during a routine checkup, his doctor looked up from the chart and said, "David, your blood sugar's running a little high. You're in the pre-diabetic range." He was stunned. Me? Diabetes? He thought it had to be a mistake. But it wasn't. His numbers weren't dangerous yet, but they were heading there fast. The doctor gave him a warning, and a choice. David didn't want to go down the path of pills and finger pricks. Not if he could stop it early. So he asked what he could do, besides changing his diet. And that's when his doctor told him about something simple. Something effective. Something David had never really considered before. Walking. Specifically, a short walk after each meal. At first, David didn't see the connection. How does walking help with blood sugar? He asked. Here's the answer, and it might surprise you. When you eat, your body breaks down food into glucose, sugar that enters your bloodstream to be used as energy. Normally, insulin helps that sugar move from your blood into your muscles and cells. But as we age, especially past 60, our cells can become less responsive to insulin. That's called insulin resistance, and it's the gateway to type 2 diabetes. Now here's the magic: when you go for a walk, especially after a meal, your muscles become like little sugar vacuums. They soak up glucose from your bloodstream and use it for energy. That means your blood sugar doesn't spike as high. Your body doesn't have to release as much insulin. And over time, your cells become more sensitive again. Not less. So what did David do? He started walking after lunch and dinner. Just 10 minutes. Around his backyard. Down the street. Even inside his house when the weather wasn't cooperating. And guess what? 3 months later, his blood sugar had dropped back into the normal range. No meds. No crash diets. Just movement. Now, here's where a lot of people misunderstand walking. They think it only helps with digestion. They imagine it's just good for working off a heavy meal or helping the stomach settle. And while that's partly true, the real benefit, the one most folks miss, is how it helps regulate your blood sugar, and by extension, your heart health. Because high blood sugar doesn't just lead to diabetes, it damages your blood vessels. It makes your arteries stiff. It increases inflammation. And over time, it raises your risk for heart attacks, strokes, and even memory loss. So if there's one habit you add to your afternoon or evening routine, let it be this: after your next meal, just get up and walk. You don't have to go fast. You don't need to go far. You don't even need to leave your home. Pace your hallway. Walk in circles around your kitchen island. March in place during the evening news. It all counts. Because the goal isn't distance. It's movement. Movement that gives your body a helping hand when it needs it most. And here's something you'll start to notice. Almost immediately. You won't just be helping your blood sugar. You'll feel more energized. Less sluggish after eating. More awake, more balanced, more in control. Let's talk about something we've all felt at one point or another, that bone-deep tiredness that just won't go away. You sleep all night, or so you think, but wake up still exhausted. You try to stay active during the day, but somehow you end up dozing off in the recliner by mid-afternoon. Then, come bedtime, you're wide awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your mind won't settle. That was Martha's life, almost every day after turning 70. Now Martha's a spirited woman from Michigan. She was always up early, always on her feet. But after retirement, something changed. Her energy dipped. Slowly at first. A nap here, a restless night there. But over time, it became a cycle, tired in the day, wired at night. She told herself, maybe this is just what getting older feels like. But something inside her wasn't convinced. One morning, after another night of tossing and turning, she sat at her kitchen table sipping lukewarm coffee, feeling like a shell of herself. That's when her granddaughter, Emma, came to visit. And Emma, being a bit of a wellness nut, gently said, "Grandma, why don't we try a morning walk tomorrow? Just a short one. Nothing fancy." Martha laughed. "What's a walk gonna fix?" But she agreed. The next morning, they stepped outside just as the sun was peeking over the trees. The world was quiet. The air had that crisp morning smell. And as they walked, something shifted. Martha's mind began to quiet. Her breath came easier. And that night, she slept better than she had in weeks. She kept walking. Just 10 minutes every morning. And within a couple weeks, her daytime naps shortened, and her nights got deeper. She felt lighter, not just in her body, but in her spirit. Now here's why that happened, because it's not just coincidence. Your body runs on something called a circadian rhythm, your natural sleep-wake cycle. It's like your body's internal clock, telling you when to feel alert and when to wind down. But as we age, this rhythm can get out of sync, especially if we're not moving much or getting natural sunlight. And here's where walking comes in. When you move your body, especially early in the day, you help reset that clock. Morning movement triggers the release of serotonin, a hormone that boosts your mood and focus. Later in the evening, that same serotonin helps convert into melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to rest. So by walking in the morning, you're basically giving your brain a gentle nudge, hey, it's daytime now. Let's be alert. And by nightfall, your body responds by winding down naturally. Plus, movement increases oxygen flow. It improves circulation. It helps your cells take in nutrients more efficiently, which means you actually feel more awake during the day. But here's the common trap: we feel tired, so we rest. Then we rest too much, and feel even more tired. That's the mistake so many make. Thinking fatigue means more stillness. But the truth is, too much sitting can actually drain your energy faster. The less you move, the less your body wants to move. And the cycle continues. That's why starting your day with movement, even just a few minutes, can completely change how you feel, think, and sleep. So, here's a simple tip: when you wake up tomorrow, before reaching for your phone or turning on the TV, step outside. Even if it's just your porch. Breathe in the morning air. Walk up and down your driveway or hallway. Let the rising sun hit your face. That tiny act helps reset your rhythm, fuels your energy, and grounds your entire day. You don't need a treadmill. You don't need a personal trainer. You just need your feet, and a little commitment. And when you step back and look at all of this together, lower blood pressure. A stronger heart. Less stress. Better blood sugar. More energy. Deeper sleep. It becomes clear, doesn't it? This isn't just about exercise. This is life insurance in motion. No paperwork. No premiums. Just you, choosing to move a little more each day. For your health. For your peace. For the years ahead that you still get to live fully. Let's talk about the emotional side of all this, the part that really hits home. Because I know this journey isn't easy. And you might be feeling a mix of hope and fear all at once. Let's walk through that together. Let's be honest for a moment. Growing older isn't always easy. It means facing truths you never used to think about. The little aches that take longer to fade. The growing list of pills lined up on the bathroom counter. The quiet worries you carry about your heart, your balance, your future. It means letting go of some things, and learning to hold on to others even tighter. But here's the truth no one tells you, you still have more power than you think. Because adding just one small habit, one gentle, doable, manageable action to your daily rhythm, can give you something that's often missing as we age: control. You may not control the weather, or your past health choices, or how the world sees aging. But you can control how you show up for yourself. You can choose to take that first step, even if it's a slow one. Even if it's just to the end of the driveway and back. This daily walk, it isn't just about fitness. It's a quiet declaration: I'm not giving up. I'm still here. I still matter. And I want you to hear this with your whole heart. You're not trying to fight aging. You're not battling your body. You're learning how to walk with it. With grace. With wisdom. With purpose. Every step you take is a quiet act of self-respect. Every lap, every loop, every gentle stroll says, I care enough about myself to keep moving. Because the alternative, stillness, surrender, silence, is not where you belong. You belong in motion. You belong in the rhythm of life, no matter how slow the beat. So tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before the TV starts humming or the coffee finishes brewing, take 10 minutes to move. Step outside, or just walk your hallway. Feel your body wake up. Let your breath settle into a rhythm. Give your heart that gentle nudge it's been waiting for. And while you're at it, smile. Because you're doing something beautiful. You're choosing to honor your life, one small, meaningful step at a time. And if you're wondering whether it's too late, whether you're too old or too tired or too far gone to start, let me tell you something, it's never too late. Whether you're 60, or 85, or anywhere in between, gentle movement won't just add years to your life. It adds life to your years. It restores. It revives. It reminds you that your story isn't over, it's just moving into a new chapter. And this chapter? It's one you get to write, step by step. Let's take a moment to gently bring everything we've talked about together. To recap. This simple, daily exercise, whether it's a gentle stroll through your neighborhood, a few laps around the kitchen, or an interval walk in the garden, has the power to transform your health in quiet but profound ways. It can lower your blood pressure naturally, easing the burden on your heart. It strengthens your heart without strain, helping it beat more efficiently with less effort. It reduces stress and calms your mind, by lowering cortisol and lifting your mood. It balances your blood sugar, giving your body a fighting chance against diabetes. And it can boost your energy and improve your sleep, helping you feel more awake during the day and more peaceful at night. All of that, from a walk. Not a workout. Not a boot camp. Just walking. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Do you already have a daily movement routine? Maybe it's walking. Maybe it's dancing in the kitchen. Maybe it's just stretching in the morning sun. Or are you thinking about starting one now, after hearing this? Let me know in the comments below. I truly do read every one. And sometimes, your words help someone else who's reading too, someone who might be feeling uncertain, or alone, or unsure where to begin. And if this video spoke to you today, even just a little subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide. Every day, we share thoughtful, heart-centered advice to help you thrive after 60, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. From heart health to navigating loss, to finding joy in the little moments, this channel is your companion on the journey. And if you know someone, a friend, a spouse, a neighbor, who could benefit from a gentle reminder like this, share it with them. Sometimes one video, one voice, one kind nudge is all it takes to start moving in the right direction. Thank you for spending this time with me today. For showing up, for listening, not just to me, but to yourself. Stay active. Stay hopeful. And most of all, stay kind to yourself. Because every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward a stronger, more peaceful, more empowered you. I'll see you in the next video.